Hello, my name is Aaron Kaplan. Today I want to talk to you about the UV T-Liner Shorty. This is a new and innovative product from LMK Technologies. I'm the Director of Product Management, and Steve Maszczak will actually be at the show. And before we get started, I want to thank you all for your consideration for this award. So with any good product, we have to solve a problem. And in this particular case, the UV T-Liner Shorty is solving a problem that engineers and municipalities may have where they need a main-to-lateral connection rehabilitation product that meets a variety of goals. The first being it enables them to achieve their I&I reduction goals in a shorter period of time versus conventional connection seals. Certainly, we want to, anytime there's I&I, we want to nip that right in the bud. So with any CIPP product, we're effectively doing that. But as we'll talk about with the UV T-Liner Shorty product, there's a number of ways this product does it better. The UV T-Liner Shorty also dramatically lowers the risk of failure during a CIPP install due to the proprietary curing method that we'll also discuss during this presentation. The elimination of cold spots that can happen with traditional CIPP is also a big deal, and we will discuss that in a future slide on how this product also reduces that. Minimizes the occupancy of roadways. We will discuss how this product requires you to bring less equipment on site, which also provides less disruption to the homeowner and increases worker safety. Anytime we're bringing less equipment to do the same amount of work or the job and we're speeding up the time, we're going to give you different ways to achieve these goals, but we're more importantly going to give the engineer and the municipality different ways to show that they are thinking towards the future using advanced technologies and helping homeowners and any other person who might be involved in one of these projects do the project well, solve the problem the first time, and be less disruptive. The solution to all of this, as I alluded to, is the T-Liner Shorty with UV resin. With this product, we can rehab 8, 10, and 12-inch mains with 4 and 6-inch laterals. The UV resin is non-VOC, so the homeowner shouldn't notice any bad smells or anything like that coming up through any drains that can sometimes happen with these types of installs. We're also going to go 10 feet up the lateral with this product, so not only does it rehabilitate the connection, but it also goes pretty far up the lateral towards the house. The UV resin only cures when the UV light is applied and does not rely on heat to cure the product. This is immense from a technological leap because when we talk about worker safety, this doesn't require them to wet out materials on site. This doesn't require them to mix resins or do any of the processes that are not only governed by time, but can also cause people to hurry. There can be errors introduced into the system, and a worker can trip when they're doing something. There's a number of things that can happen, and all we're trying to do is aim and provide a solution that meets these needs and to make life simpler and safer for everybody involved. And lastly, the repair exceeds the structural requirements of ASTM F1216 and F2561. So the UV T-Liner Shorty can cure as fast as 15 minutes for a 6-inch lateral and 10 minutes for a 4-inch lateral. This saves an immense amount of time over ambient or heat assist systems. The other cool factor about this is that because it's happening so quickly, and with the package that we're presenting to the market, you can preload the next launcher and you can kind of leapfrog down the street with the equipment. It does it so fast and you don't have to worry about the resin starting to cure when it is wet out. You can work with this in the amount of time that you choose to work with it. Each liner will provide a full 18-inch mainline wrap, and it'll extend 10 feet up the lateral, as I mentioned. And all liners arrive pre-wet out with resin and are ready to install. This is what I was talking about before, about they could potentially preload one of the launchers and move their way down the street. Since they're pre-wet out, there's no mixing on site, there's no wetting out. A lot of those variables are now removed from the equation. Each of the liners, when they're sold, will include the insignia O-ring in the top hat. And with proper handling, there's no refrigeration required, and there should be a 6-month shelf time for these products. So they can easily sit in somebody's shop while they're waiting for a job to start or waiting for different phases of the job to start. They also no longer need to carry resin materials and wet it on site. I've talked about this a bunch, but I really think this is a very key product of the UV T-Liner Shorty, a key promotable item. This increases the worker safety by eliminating the risk of spills. Anytime you spill resin, that is a hazardous product, and there is consideration that needs to be taken. Certainly, nonetheless, the money wasted if you spill resin and the cleanup time and all of that, this is eliminated. We eliminate the risk of the process steps being performed incorrectly or the incorrect mixing of resin. This is huge. If you get the ratio wrong, if something's happened where it's already kicked off in a bucket, variety of things can happen. We're eliminating that. And then the really cool thing about this product is it can cure underwater, so complete drying during prep is not required. This again is a huge factor because it eliminates some of the need for extra steps in the process or just a step in general that would be followed otherwise. So how is this all accomplished? This is all accomplished with the Shorty UV installation equipment. The Lightweight LRS is the equipment that does this. It's a modular bolt-on system to any LMK ambient package that T-Liner Shorty customers would already have. It's simple to transport and eliminates the need for large trucks or trailers. If you recall in the first slide, I mentioned, I made a comment about it minimizes the occupancy of roadways and provides less disruption to the homeowner. This is what we're talking about. In theory, the installer should be able to bring less equipment on site and therefore not have to be in the face of everybody on the street for multiple days at a time with all these large trucks having to divert traffic and anything like that that may, from a homeowner perspective, look disruptive. We're really trying to make this as simple and as quick as possible so the homeowner can get right back to business, no pun intended. The LRS is a simple to use system with no complex parts or computer regulated movement, and it's made up of a few simple components, which we can see off to the right hand side of the slide. We have the control box, which has a very easy to use switch, which is effectively an on-off switch. We have the reel itself, which is ultimately just transportation for the electrical cabling required to make this possible. There's the launcher, which you see that has a full wrap on it for the UV curing. They come in 8, 10, and 12 to match the mainline diameters that we discussed before. And then the light train itself, which is what does the lateral. All of this does the cure at the same time, and it does it uniformly. So when this goes into the hose pipe, it's all happening at once. You know, steam and ambient systems and other heat assist systems effectively do this, but we're talking about minutes here, where in those cases, those are hours. So again, we're saving a lot of time in this process. And when we talk about reducing cold spots and we talk about reducing, other variability or elimination of risk in total, this does it all at once. So as long as you have a camera in there to maintain some sort of view on it to make sure that everything is working properly and you can test the lights out beforehand, you should have no problem eliminating a lot of those critical factors that might come up during an installation. And then last but not least, this is designed, built, and supported in the USA. Every customer that wants to become a Shorty UV installation partner will receive training. They will receive equipment that is made here in the USA, and they will be trained not only in our facility, but in the field as well, which we think is very important. I want to thank you all for your consideration again for this award. This is another diagram just to kind of show you exactly how the product works. If my summary or I spoke too much was not sufficient enough, this should show that. Again, we're going 10 feet up the lateral and 18 inches in the main, and there's a full wrap of the main. You can also see the top hat and the O-rings in this. If you have any more questions, please come visit us in booth 522. We'll be doing live demos of the product. We'll give you some hands-on experience if you'd like it. And certainly we have some product specialists and some sales leaders in the booth that can more than adequately answer any questions you may have. Thank you.